Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. First blood. Minions have spawned.
Okay, hopefully that worked. Anyway, let's get into this game. Let me arrange this real quick. Wukong versus Nasus top. Shitty matchup, ignore that shit. Olaf, jungle. Okay, top lane matchup. Wukong versus Nasus. You're probably not gonna be able to kill Nasus even if you gank him, because he's gonna go like straight tank. He's gonna rush like Frozen Heart, armor, maybe he'll get a Frozen Fist, and then eventually it's almost like a free lane for him because there's very little Wukong can do in this situation. He can't fight Nasus that well because Nasus has a Wither, and same reasoning, he can't kill Nasus. This isn't really a lane that you can snowball in your direction, so I'd say don't give this lane too much attention. Mid lane is Katarina versus Ziggs. This has the opposite problem, where, well, this is a completely different problem. So Katarina is extremely snowball. She's an assassin. It's really, really good to get a Katarina ahead. On the downside, she has no CC, and neither do you. So while this lane is a very good gank, you do want to get this lane ahead so that Katarina can start snowballing along with you. The lane needs to be in a good enough position so that you guys can both get onto Ziggs and kill him. And you need to also, when you're doing that, you need to take care to not get fucked over by a satchel charge. If he does satchel charge, you want to be on the same side of it that he is, and you'll land basically right next to him. Satchel charge tosses everyone on top of it. The worst scenario when you're ganking and he satchel charges is you're on opposite sides of the charge. You're tossed one way, he's tossed on the other. He escapes and you get nothing out of it. So, decent gank. Bot lane, Caitlyn Leona versus Jhin Blitz. Jhin has no escapes whatsoever. This is a pretty strange lane, I think, in that they're both going to be somewhat lane bullies. And it's interesting to see how that turns out. How good is the lane for you? This is an amazing setup lane, because what Leona does is Leona goes in with her E onto Jhin, because he has no way of escaping that, and Blitz is like no peel for that shit. She E's in, she stuns him. Caitlyn places a trap under Jhin. Jhin is then CC for the duration of the trap. You come in during this, and you guys all just like burst him down. You just shit on him. If Jin's not in range, or Jin's dead already, or he's backed or some shit, you can also do the same to Blitz. It's actually a disgusting combination of what you three can do in this lane. So mid is a lane that's good to gank in the proper position, and bot is really, really good to gank if at all possible. Jungle matchup. I'll do this while the lanes are loading. Olaf versus Evelynn. Olaf is similar to you in that his early clear is absolute shit. You don't really have to worry about an invade, but at the same time, you're too weak early game to actually invade him. So, it's going to be, again, based on how the two of you play the map that will determine what happens in this jungle matchup.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, here's a mistake that you guys make. You run out of the base, I think a little late. What you should be doing is you should be positioning yourself here immediately. Here in this bush, and here in this bush. And this is because of this champion, this piece of shit right here. Blitz is prone to invade this way and invade this way. You want to be able to stand there and guard against both of them. As Evelyn, you can stand like right here, not
30
necessarily
seconds
in the
until
bush,
minions spawn.
to do this. Here you run like hell. Why would you fight this? He is not alone. He has flash. You are super low. There's no way he would be alone in the situation. And Kata does try to rotate over. I hope you realize that. She does try to rotate over. She probably can't do anything because you get grabbed into the wall. What do you think Kata can do here? She came over. She was trying to kill Ziggs. But she's probably not going to be able to do anything. Yeah, she has like no damage. It's level 1. She can't do shit. Stop doing this shit. You got so tilted off of something that was entirely your fault and not any of hers. Katarina was doing fine. You fighting here was a mistake, and you got punished appropriately for it.
Minions have
I love it.
spawned.
Your Caitlyn has no items. So, in a lane with a Targon support, you want to have the Targon support tank 2 hits from the big minion before you do. Because what happens is, they're going to walk into lane, they're going to heal up immediately off of the Targon stacks, and they're going to be at full health again. So basically, damage you take here is maximum damage. Also, you want to save your smite until the last spot possible. You do not need the Krug buff on your first camp, like on Krugs, because you have 2 health. You want the Krug buff to last longer during your clear, so you're healthier clear overall. Also, smiting early runs the risk of one of your stealing it, which didn't happen this time, and rarely happens. But you still gotta watch out for that shit.
Next time.
Where are your autos? Okay. You're going straight to blue? You're doing buff to buff? Is this even a good path? I don't think you need to gank out of this. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. You go for fucking back? Okay. Okay. This path is shit. You went Krugs to buff to Scuttle to Gromp. Oh, and your top's getting shit on. Anyway, you do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 camps, and a little small one in between. You could have just gone Krugs, Raptors to red, backed, been full health, gone topside, cleared all 3 camps, farmed bot again, and from here you could have ganked either mid or you could have farmed bot and then you could have ganked bot. What this path does is you waste a lot of time on your first clear doing your buffs without being able to use them. And you have to also factor in the fact that the buffs are extremely hard to take relative to the rest of the camps. They have like, what, 2,000 health? The rest have 1,000 or something. All in all, bad path. First death by your top lane. You definitely want to leave this top alone now. It's unrecoverable. Your mid laner is getting dicked on. bot lane has no items. Literally. Drugs. Let's see how you play this out. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Getting onto the correct side of the satchel charge. You want to position yourself almost on top of Ziggs at all times, so that when he attempts that, he won't be able to escape like he just did. Like, that was the worst case scenario for you in the satchel charge. Like, if you had been on the same side as him, he would have tossed you this way, you could have auto-queued and you would have died. But he satchel charges well, so that you have no chance of killing enemy armor. Let's see. You go bot? Couple things. You're not going to be in time. You are never going to be in time. And this is not something you really want to do. Yeah, there was like no point in fighting this. You should have just gone straight up to like your wolves, and then you could have counter jungled. You could have checked for the counter jungle if it was there. Instead, you do some stupid shit. Terrible path. Terrible, terrible path. You go from base straight to wolves. And I have no idea why you're doing this. You should always be starting at one of the outermost camps and then working your way to the inside. And this means that when you're doing a quadrant of the jungle, you end your path on the inside of a quadrant. This means that you're near the center of the map. So from there, you can go to either the other quadrant of the map, or you can go to either of the two lanes you're nearer to. What you do here is you start in the inner section of a quadrant and you work your way out to the outer section. And this places you the outer section of the quadrant, which gives you like no feasible options. Same shit. Same shit. Okay, push it out. Props to your cavalry. That was fucking beast. Blitz is here. You should leave. Okay, good shit. You're out. You're out. Olaf is 6. He's much stronger than me. Let's see what happens now. It's gonna take both of these camps. There's nothing you can do to stop it. There's like 3 of them here. Wow. Oh my god, this ditch. Wow, that's phenomenal. Okay, now there's nothing more you can do here. Jin's out. Ziggs is out. There's no point in chasing this, I think. Wow, that's a lot more damage than I thought you would do. Okay, so now you wanna push this lane in. You wanna stay for another wave. Good. Good job. You don't really want to keep pressuring this down what you do want to do is you want to walk up here, you want to take his raptors, and then you want to farm your entire top side. Because, yeah, this is going to attract attention. It was super high health, so you probably couldn't take the tower. And you are slightly behind in XP, so you want to farm up. Like, you want to farm your jungle as much as you can, remember that. Go straight to your blue. Oh dear. Oh dude, you guys are fine. Yeah, you can. Very nice, actually. Nice help by the end. Catch the wave, really good. You're now equal to him in the number. And he cheeses you. Alright, at this point, you can tell what this Olaf is like as a player. This Olaf really enjoys cheesing people, like hiding in a bush and popping out when least expecting it, and just killing you, like he did here. He also did the exact same thing here. So this game, a blue trinket would be a really good investment, and so would a shit ton of pink wards. Let's see what you buy. Oh, that's not good. Did you buy it? Wait, what the fuck? You have 1,700 gold. You didn't spend any of it. Well done. That's unfortunate. $164 gold left. You should have bought 2 pinks right here. One probably can take them down, so you need to have, and having 2 is never really a bad thing. Also factor in the fact that you guys are losing the map right now, and that this Olaf loves to cheese. You need to have vision in your jungle.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh my god. Now you run, yep. Holy shit. He's too fed for this shit.
Red team quadra kill.
Oh my god. That was really good fighting. And really arrogant of you guys to kind of stay and just try to fight him. Actually, no, that wasn't entirely your fault. The problem was knowing whether or not Ziggs would rotate down, which you guys didn't pay attention to at all. Like, I highly doubt Olaf would go in literally 1v4, even when he was like 3-1, without some sort of backup coming. Let's see. Like, top is 100% unstoppable right now. He's not really beating Nasus, but he played such that he got ganked multiple times, and that's ultimately what set him super behind. You are level 9? You're not too bad in terms of level, but you are behind the enemy jungler now. You see Olaf repeatedly cheesing you.
Dominating.
Yeah, at this point you've basically lost control of your entire jungle. I think at this point the game is almost lost when your team doesn't really have any map pressure. It's 3 turrets to 0. And your lanes are not doing well against pretty fed lanes by the enemy team. At this point, when you're forced out of your own jungle, there's not too much you can do. What you can do is still buy a lot of pinks, keep this, ward up literally as much as you can, smite the wolves on cooldown.
Blue team's turret has been
Except
destroyed.
Olaf is now taking your entire jungle. So yeah, there's nothing left you can do because your team is so behind, their team is playing so aggressively that you've lost control of your side of the map. Your jungle now effectively becomes Olaf's jungle. Except when he does having your team collapse is really good. Your team collapse is really good. Grouping is probably an okay strategy, but if the enemy team counter groups, you guys will for sure lose every single 6-7-2, and Jin is 4-1. And while they have an absolute massive front line, you have a Leona, and she doesn't really count. So the mistakes in this game were, I think, the mistakes you made in this game were a lot of early game. Like, you make some mistakes during ganks, and one map-wise mistake map-wise is you don't focus on bot enough. Like, this bot is after you gave up first blood to mid. Ganking Ziggs a few times is okay, but you really wanted to have a fresh start in this lane and just come in, let your lane set up for you, and just fucking smash the shit out of it. That would have been your best bet winning this game. If you had snowballed bot to the point where the enemy bot would just walk in and instantly die, then I think you would have had a good shot winning this game. So there's a TP behind you. Oh dear. Yeah, this Ziggs is playing really well.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Go to Wolves, spider on cooldown. You do not smite the Wolves. When you're behind like this and your jungle is not entirely your own anymore, whoever gets the wolf smite has just this. Whoever gets the wolf smite has a big advantage in terms of vision control because the wolf is continuous vision. It follows the enemy, and having it is invaluable. You also had smite up. You don't need to smite it, of course, to clear the camp, but it is invaluable because you know if and when they are your jungle. Smite is very good. You are oof though. Very good. This was a pretty good fight. The question is, from this good fight, what can you do? And the answer is jack shit. You actually can't do anything with the advantage of this spot here, because none of your lanes are pushed. They're all pushed towards you, and there's still an enemy applying pressure, even if you killed like 3 to 4 of them. Where the fuck is Olaf? Oh, he's sucking his own dick in his jungle. Okay. Oh shit. Wow. Yeah, this game at this point in the game it just has become a question of how long does it take you to lose rather than will you lose. I think you've tilted out of your mind right here, and that affected your play for the rest of the game. I'm not really interested in seeing how the rest of this game goes either. Mistakes you make. Your clears are pretty inefficient still. They're not terrible to the point where you will be at like level 5 at 9 minutes, but they can still have improvement. And knowing opportunities, you're getting better at seeking opportunities when the opposing jungler is showing. But you need to be, I think you could still afford to be a little more aggressive. And the other thing is knowing which lane to focus and how to properly execute a gank. Like, it depends on the champion you're against, right? If you were against a Katarina, you'd not want to ult until she used her Shunpo, for example. If you're against the Ziggs, in this case, you want to play around his satchel charge and try to stay as on top of him as possible so that it's impossible to split you two up with the charge. And the other thing is, you should not be blaming everything on your teammates. Like this Wukong did pretty bad this game, but that's not entirely within his control. Well, it is pretty much within his control, but it's not entirely his fault. Because what happened was he got stuck in a pretty poor matchup, and he got ganked multiple times. That's why he died. He got a huge disadvantage because of that, and you were unable to punish that by having yourself make a similar advantage in another lane. And with all three lanes losing, this game is pretty much fucking done. So if all three lanes are losing, there's almost nothing you can do as a jungler. Just like how in any game, you can't really do anything if there are four other people on your team feeding. That's about it. But you have to remember to respect your enemies. Like, why would Ziggs be here? Where is Blitz? You have to watch out for Blitz. Do you want to fight him? Probably not. It's not free because your Katarina's all the way over here. You knew she wasn't with you. This here was not her fault. Remember that a lot of the mistakes you make are yours alone because you fail to notice something. You go into aggro because of something, etc., etc. They're your mistakes and you can learn from them. Also, in terms of unwinnable games like this one, well, at this point it's unwinnable. Before that, maybe, but if it reaches an unwinnable game point, don't focus too much on, oh my god, this game fucking sucks. Why did Katarina not come to me at level 1? We could have killed him, etc., etc. You were still fucking dead. You were so fucking dead. You should learn to move on from your games. And try not to let them make you sad and or tilted, because those are both pretty bad. You shouldn't let past games define your attitude towards future games if the attitude is negative. If you can gain a more and more positive attitude, holy shit, that's amazing. Keep going for it. But that's another non-gameplay oriented thing you need to work on. That's about it.